Hello, my beautiful mimosas. Welcome back to our Astro Mystic Muse Medicine readings. We are in June and I am not on the beach. I can feel energetically as if part of me wanted to be there. And the truth is, this morning and the last few days, I have been feeling so physically tired. And I'm even dressed to go down. And as I was literally walking out, my daughter was eating. And I said, Juju, can I share with you something? So I ended up sharing with her how I was feeling. And I said, you know what? I felt I can make this recording because I want to commit to myself. And I am feeling the energy of sharing with you all. But how much it takes energetically to see people to walk down to the beach, which is literally a couple of minutes, and to just sit down and record, like the energy to mingle externally outside is not there. And so I want to begin by reminding us, because this phrase has kept coming to me over and over in the last couple of days, is I'll get to the astro part, okay, my dears? The invitation for me is, okay, this is a no. So what is your next yes? So back to the seasons and how I share with us in the MMM sanctuary, the importance to really tend the season that you are living in, moment to moment, not the season that is you want to be living in. It's okay to have the desire. It's okay to take the actions. But the first real step is finding the gratitude and the awe and the mystery of why you're actually there, like why you're in a winter season, why you're in a fall season. And so I've really been using that term. I hope it's helpful for you. And I hope it reminds you that even if you have a meta, like a to-do that you want, you don't have to push yourself to do it. If your body, if your intuition, if you're feeling, however your intuition is felt inside of you, is saying no, like not right now, even if your mind is saying, but if I don't do this and I committed, and then, like all the hurry energy, which is so Taurus in what we're living in right now. So I invite us to remember that it's okay to say no to the thing that feels like it's a no. And then stop and ask ourselves, what is your next yes? So my next yes was recording for you all here. So welcome, my dears. We're in June, and I want to share with you, as I have the last couple of months, 4 sacred themes. And I've really enjoyed energetically feeling the 2 sacred themes that go with each sign, since I am sharing with you all from the lens of embracing and bringing harmony into both tropical and sidereal. So the Taurus energy that we are still in right now, I don't know, for the next couple of days, and then the Gemini season that's coming. If we're looking at it, we're still in Taurus season in sidereal astrology, and in Gemini we're actually almost towards kind of the endish, it's kind of the end of Gemini season. So Taurus being an earth sign and the earth element, and Gemini being the air. And so I want to begin with Taurus, and then we'll move into Gemini. And we're going to begin with the meditation. So wherever you are, like obviously if you're driving, don't close your eyes. You know the drill. But just taking a couple of deep breaths in and out. Choose how you want to sit or stand. And as you exhale, if you'd like, opening your mouth a little bit and just letting that sigh, stuck energy, which is kind of shadow of Taurus, like being stuck in our ways, or being stuck and not being able to take a positive action forward for our lives also. So just like through our jaw and through our wombs, because notice what happens when you relax your jaw and your mouth. Literally, it sends a signal to your belly, your second chakra area, from your third, second, and first chakra area to just soften. And as you feel that, feel the weight of the energy even pulling downward and downward and inward through through your lower back, through your pelvis, all the way down through your legs and the soles of the feet. And finding your roots, however that relates to you, like literally seeing roots coming out through the soles of your feet, or you standing on top of roots, or whatever other visual, but just feeling that energetic pull of downward and inward, and also feeling safe, secure, rooted, grounded on this beautiful earth towards the center, and noticing how everything is always here, is down and here. So may we remember to feel that support that already exists underneath us, all around us. And as you take some deep, deep breaths, just notice how your roots are feeling. Are they feeling tight and wound up and interlaced really tightly, or spacious in between, or thread, or whatever shapes and waves and movements they each have? And for the next couple of moments, ask your body what it needs to feel more safe, more secure, more rooted, more grounded, more here. See how that relates to the rest of your body as you start to allow that alchemy to happen from within. Noticing our bodies, the mirrors and the sacred symbols that are already here in our interconnected, on our interconnected earth, like the mycelium, the roots, the trunk of the tree, like how everything, the branches and the leaves, how they all interact with each other. Taking a couple of more deep breaths in and out. And reminding yourself, I am here. I am here. I receive. I allow myself to open and receive. I see the infinite, abundant possibilities that exist in every moment. I am worthy of my desires and wants. There's nothing I have to prove or do or justify or perform or produce to feel my worthiness. My worthiness is rooted in my right, in my birthright, all the way down to my roots. I belong here. I am here. Amen. So opening your eyes when you're ready, if they were closed. I hope that meditation, that alchemical activation supported you in feeling a little bit possibly more soft, silencing the extra, the extras all up in our head or around us, allowing us to surrender. Because Taurus season really invites us to come into deeper rites of passages of embodiment within our body. So yes, it's about material wealth and abundance and beautiful objects and creating. And fundamentally, it's also about honoring the rhythms of nature. Taurus is that first element sign, that first earth sign, earth element sign. And so it begins by saying, there's 12 of us, there's time. Be in the time that you are in now. Honor it. Receive. Go deeper. Stop if you need to. Slow down if you want to. Bring more silence into your life. And so take a moment and just honor what it is that you're needing in this very day when you're hearing this. And then also feel into your energy if you haven't. Feel into your energy in the last couple of days or possibly the last couple of weeks, because we're coming into a new moon. So it's like, what is a new beginning with my relationship with the earth that is ever abundant inside of me and ever abundant outside of me, wanting to give so I can receive and so I can give, and just be in that play, that eternal play, and the giving and the receiving. So number one is I am worthy, the sacred theme. I am worthy. I want to read to you a little something that I wrote. I don't remember, actually I don't even know, because I revised it this morning a little bit. But I found it this morning because I was sharing it with a beautiful Mimosa who was literally telling me yesterday that she was working on a deeper rite of passage of worthiness within herself. Beautiful. It was so beautiful to witness. And so she was literally naming it. And I was sending her something else, and I found this. So this activation, I will actually copy it. So it'll be in the description, caption, whatever it's called here in YouTube. We are infinite holy wells of worthiness. We sacred women, birthers of life. Every woman is a birther of life. So if you are a mother, if you are not a quote unquote mother of a child, place yourself there. I'm going to say that again. We are infinite holy wells of worthiness. We sacred women, birthers of life. May I remember my worthiness is infinite and not defined with the amount of waves on my waist. May I remember my worthiness is abundant and is renewed regardless of what others say about me. That's a big one for me. May I remember my worthiness is wanted and welcomed even when others reject me. That one's also a big one for me. All of them are big ones, but those two are my big ones. And may I remember my worthiness is mine to feel fully as I am. Amen. So if any of these resonated with you, write them, share them with us. So remembering I am worthy, your I am worthy affirmations, and remembering to embrace all of those parts that also show up in our everyday life to remind us, oh, my action is actually one of not feeling worthy, and I'm taking that action, and I can see how the ripple effects of that action keep bringing to light my own unworthiness. The reminder is our body is not separate from spirit and our soul. So whatever I'm feeling in my body, whatever we're feeling, this is so Taurus, this is embodiment. Whatever we're feeling is, it doesn't mean, many of us share like, we are not our feelings. There's a couple of sayings that really bring to light almost like this, like allow your feelings to be, but I don't know if I would call it like spiritually bypassing the feelings, but I think the sacred reminder stays the same. It's we're not separate. So whatever is here is going to show up in our external world, or in our external actions that we energetically expand outwards. So remembering that everything in our life is that sacred teacher. Our body is the vessel that receives all all of these transmissions, and then produces more, produces beauty, produces, Taurus is like ruled by Venus. So it's like everything that you see in Taurus being spoken about, like beautiful objects in the home. Like imagine that we are also that vessel that is producing beauty out of us. And the intimate increase. So I'm gonna, with each sacred theme, I'm gonna share a reminder if you wanna write them down, or I'm also gonna share all of this with you all. The intimate inquiry is, what is my worth and value when I stop performing or producing? Like from 1 to 10, or just like, write down whatever words come to you. Like, what is my worth value? Or just feel it. Like, do you feel super worthy when you're stopping, when you're sick, when you're slow, when you're not producing, when you didn't do the to-do the way that you thought you were going to do? Like, what do you feel is your worth and value? And notice if it's tied to outcome, to doing rather than being. And so obviously the sacred reminder is that our beingness is enough. You are enough as you are, as your whole beautiful being as it is, without fixing, without healing anymore. Healing means holy. It means whole. So everything is in wholeness, regardless of whether we deem it good or bad or whatever. It's like everything lives in wholeness. So can we remember that in this new moon? Number 2, which is also Taurus energy, and I spoke about this in the meditation. My time is divine timing. This is also mystic astro muse medicine. So the remembrance that we are one is the number 1. I am worthy is the remembrance of we are one. We are one with all. We are interconnected. And my time is divine timing. It's the belief, the mystical teaching that everything happens in divine timing, that miracles abound, that we cannot as humans create this whole a symphony of things that are happening in the seen and unseen world. This mystery is way beyond us. And it's beautiful and perfect like that. We don't have to know and understand everything. It's not about that. So the reminder is with my time is divine timing, is that nature does not rush the season it is in. It doesn't. Whether we're in sidereal, whether we're in tropical astrology, like notice that it's not rushed. There's these amounts of days in a month and year, and the seasons, like we already know at the beginning of the year what the season is going to look like. Yes, some years, some of the seasons might look a little bit and feel differently being inside of that season, and the transition from one season to another might be a little bit longer or shorter. Yes, 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 but it's not rushing. So the reminder is when you go outside, when you're in your home, notice that rushing energy. Are you rushing yourself? Are you rushing others? Are you in that hurry and flurry? In my prayer practice this week, I kept on mentioning in my release, my prayer practice journaling, I have number 3 is I release. And so many days I wrote, I release my hurry and my worry that keeps me in a flurry. And I could just, like, when I write it down, I knew exactly what that meant. Where we think it's cortisol, right? We think it's adrenaline. We think like, oh my God, we have this, ¿cómo se dice? The busy badge. These words came to me this morning. Like, we're so proud of ourselves and we just feel so busy. Like, I'm so busy. I have so many things, like my child or me or my work or whatever. Like, it's just so busy. Like, it's so busy. Like that adrenaline, the cortisol, like everything in our body is going towards go, go, go energy, as if like there's a rush to the finish line. There are moments in our life where that is needed, in emergencies, in deadlines. But even that, I've noticed that one of the greatest gifts is to remind ourselves that we can create freedom. Like, who gave ourselves that deadline? Like, yes, we said yes to that work, to that school, to that commitment, to that system, that then we placed ourselves within that play that system was saying, it needs to be done this way. And so notice when you're like, actually, no, I don't want to do that anymore. So when you're in your home or when you're outside, take a moment and just notice earth and the animals and the leaves and the wind, like, and the earth. Just notice the energy, like the actual energy of things around you and us is actually very soothing. There's a resonance where our body begins to match it. And it's normally always like our high comes down. Our stress lowers, our rushing lowers, our doing actually lowers, so we can be with everything that is already here. So number 1, I am worthy. Number 2, my time is divine timing. And the word, as you heard me in the meditation, and the reminder with this new moon is I receive. So asking ourselves, in what area of our life are we needing to receive more of? What are we needing more of? But from the, may I open my body in order to receive more? Rather than from the outside in, it's may I become a more open vessel. May I welcome in what is right for me, etc., etc. So Gemini, my beauties, Gemini, I'm checking the clock, and sometimes it turns off, so I might go a little bit quicker. If you have any questions for me, or if I kind of went a little bit quicker and you want me to slow down or speak to something, just write it and share it with us. Gemini are beautiful. You all have heard me say this. So in these sacred astro-mystic transmissions, I really want to simplify astrology for us. And I want to remind us that these seasons in the year are here to remind us to literally have a magical, mystical makeover within that season that lives within us. And so those energies that live at the core of these zodiac signs have energetic imprints that we actually also are living in the fullness, or either in the shadow or somewhere in between. And so with Gemini, Gemini is the sacred, I love this term and you will always hear me say it. It is the sacred divine communicator from heaven to earth. It is the one who bridges the mystical teachings in human form in order to share with others. Like this thought came to me. If you were an instrument, what instrument would you be? Yesterday, I was like, oh my God, I'd totally be a drum. So I'm a drum. I'd always be a drum. I love drums. Drum energy does something to me, and it's also lower body. It helps me to ground. As a mystic, one of our shadows is escaping, right? That's shadow also of Pisces energy, of escaping, of spiritually bypassing. So I, as the instrument of drum, I need to be here. The sound, the rhythmic beats, you can feel it. I can feel it in my womb. It brings me down. It makes my hips want to move and sway, So what instrument would you be, my beauty? Let us know. And this is the reminder of Gemini, of I am here to share my truth, my story. And it's at the same time, it's the reminder that since we are interconnected, that mystical teaching of interconnectedness, how I see myself and how I see my story and how I speak about my story is what dictates what will show up in my external reality, in my internal mind, in my internal movie, and in my external reality. And so it really is asking us right now, is the intimate inquiry, is what story am I sharing that needs to be renewed? What story? What story needs to be renewed? Rather than like editing it out, shaming it, fixing it, right? No, it's like, who are you upgrading? Like like when you have a makeover and like you no longer wear that clothes, you wear this clothes, or you wear this clothes in this way with this inward feeling that's oozing outward. For example, I'll share with you all, because this channel is also one where I can share from my own personal life, so you can see so everyone can see that life is messy, that life, like the mundane is like where we live. And so everything is sacred within our everyday life. The ordinary is just as extraordinary as a mystical awakening. And that's what the mystical awakening is here for, to remind us that we're here to live it out in the ordinary. That feeling of oneness and of awe and of ecstasy. So I actually yesterday got to name out loud with one of my beautiful mimosas that as of today, my children finished, my oldest finished her online schooling. My two youngest finished that school, and in August they're going to be beginning a new school. And so the freedom that I'm creating, the support, my oldest is leaving, my youngest are going to be outside of the home for a couple of days a week, for 4 days out of the week. They've been in our home for 6-7 years, which has been beautiful, but this was their own wanting, and my own wanting was to actually be in my work era. And so the story that I'm sharing is that we've had a beautiful 18 years of, I've lived out, I've manifested my most magical life that I could have dreamed of. And so that's the story that I'm telling. Yes, there were moments that were so hard, so deep, so dark. And my story is now one of closing, one of grief in a sense, where I am going to feel grief. There's been many moments where I look at my oldest daughter and I just start crying and I'm like, I'm going to miss you when you're gone. But it's from that, gratitude filled space. So how we share things is everything in Gemini world, because Gemini world is that curious, we talk about the paradox of the twins, but like there's so many sides to Gemini that we could actually take the lens from. And so we can actually choose, remember, we can choose how we verbalize, how we keep writing and being the greatest storytellers of our life, remembering that the words that we speak, that the stories that we tell are going to be the ones that are going to be passed down to our children, whether we're mothers or whether we mother community, or however it is that we mother, it will be passed down how we speak. So remember, I have a lot of actually mimosas right now who are having, who have had in the last couple of weeks, things come up with their throat. And I've reminded them with love that that is where we are at. Like from the transition from Taurus to Gemini, it's like literally the body, the earth element, and then the voice. And so like, obviously it's like, it's the purging, the poem that I read out yesterday in my meditation that I needed to record for soul satiation. It began by purging, pushing of ancestral patterns. And the meditation, FYI, each one of my poetry books comes with this beautiful work of art inside that takes you into my app, and it's me accompanying you through poetry reading, poetry prayers, and a poetry daily practice to help us to embody. And it was like literally the meditation was one where it was like a banquet. We were sitting at the banquet and we were visualizing like from our past ancestors, like food that was passed down. And it's obviously not just food, because it's words, it's energy, it's, all that energy that just like they vomited onto us. They gave us all of these things. And so we have the right in that banquet hall now in the choosing, like, actually, I don't want to eat that anymore. I don't want to put that in my body. I don't want to continue to think like that. And not from like, I'm gonna like bypass everything. I'm not talking about that, but the practice was one of like choosing and then seeing the foods that actually call to you and you want to taste and that you want to take in. That's the same. So everything in the next couple of weeks, like, like if you can do lymphatic drainages, drinking, honey, like anything, or putting honey like on your throat, chanting beautiful prayers or singing out loud music that actually activates healing in your body and is speaking out loud more love into the earth. Like everything is about that. It's about releasing, purging that which has been toxic for us, and then also allowing our sweetness, our sultriness, our savoriness to actually be spoken out. And number 4, wander in the wonder. Wander in the wonder. That's that Gemini curiosity. Like if you have Gemini in your chart, Gemini people in your life, there's something about Gemini where they're just like so cute. They're like those little, I just forgot the names of the they're not so much Care Bear like, I just forgot, but it's like a very cute little thing where there's this like cuteness thing about them where it's that curious toddler-like energy when you see any toddler, whether it was you have a toddler now or you're remembering, or you see a toddler and they say just like the cutest thing verbally where you're like, oh my God, like only toddlers can say that. That's that energy. So the reminders, may I stay open to the sacred story wanting to be shared anew. So with number 3, which is I share my story, like I allow myself to share my story from this renewed strength, then it's the openness. It's like, like I said, with the receiving energy from Taurus, we have to open ourselves. It's almost like clearing the trumpet, or cleaning the clarinet, or yeah, that. Exactly, clearing. They clear out too. So, oh my God. So totally. It's the, I'm gonna need a minute because I'm still there. Oh my gosh, totally. May I stay open to receive? I can't even. I'm gonna drink some water. Clear it. I'm gonna clear it. Yeah. So may I stay open, my dears? Gemini, since it's an air sign, it's like those winds of change. Like Gemini are also people who love to talk. Not all Geminis, depending on what you have in your chart, but there is this beautiful, like they're beautiful therapists and storytellers and talkers. They love to talk about themselves and life and, like, you know, have the back and forth. So the reminders, may I stay open? May I stay open for this transmission that's wanting to be renewed within me? And the intimate inquiry is, what new resonances, frequencies, activating healing words are wanting to come through me? What new resonances, frequencies, activating healing words are wanting to come through me? So just take a moment with that. So I wanted to share the words that came through to me is very simple. I can do it all. Just not all at once, and all in divine timing. I have been working those layers for years and years. And my story was, I cannot do it all. It was such martyr archetype. Like, I can't do it all. I'm doing it all. And they're not doing it. Like, If you know the martyr energy, you know it's like, It's like Gemini, like on steroids, but like depressed at the same time. Like that. And to just like feel like I've been feeling in these last couple of months where I did mother how I wanted to. I did simplify my life in the last decade, and really, I stopped the busy. I took off the busy badge. Like, I don't want to be a busy mom. Like the busy, like I don't want that to be. It doesn't give to me, and the truth is, it didn't give to my children. When I felt too busy, I took it out on them. I was resentful. I was exhausted. I was like all over the place energetically, and that is the truth. And so that's what, like, I couldn't do. The reframe would be like, I couldn't do that anymore. And I now can. I can, just not all at once, and all in divine timing. So if you want to share with us, like, what are those new frequencies that are living inside of you already, that they know how they want to be shared and spoken. So I speak about in the MMM sanctuary that it is a space where we can reconnect and we can remother ourselves and have our mystical, magical makeover in our new rite of passage, because many of us who come here are actually in rites of passages without them even knowing them. And why? One of the main reasons, as mystics or women and mothers who actually have a story to tell, is because we have new stories we want to share. And those are our soul songs. I believe that each and every one of us has sacred oh my God, sacred, salivating soul songs that want to be shared. Now, you might not be a speaker per se. You might do it through your food, through your books, through your blogs, through your leadership, through however it is that you do your art. But it's still, the resonance is something that's shared. Like when you were making the food, your vibrations were speaking. Like, were you in connection? Were you feeling the food? Were you feeling grounded? Were you feeling gratitude? Were you feeling, oh my God, awe, like I have all of these choices on earth right now, and I'm actually choosing to make this food because I can? Oh my God, that's incredible. Not all of us have that capacity in this moment in our lives. And so it's like our soul songs are all, it's almost like, if we are a stamp, if we are like a seal, it's like the what that seal represents, like the sunshiny rays, like the rays piercing through the seal for us to sense that is seeping through our energy. That in and of itself is Gemini. It doesn't have to be spoken, though Gemini is the speaker. When I speak about soul songs, I speak about your soul wants to share something with you in order for you to share it with others. So may you remember, and this is the affirmation, is I share myself, I share my story, I share my soul songs, I share my satiation, I share, I share that wants to be said, in order for me to sow these seeds that will lubricate, that will grow in satiation, overflow, and then create the same cycle of growing, of giving, of bounty, of overflow, and then again of, like, we know the death part, right? But just remember, in this season is I share. So what do you want to share, my beautiful one? What are you ready to share in this season about yourself that wants to be said? I'd love to hear it in the comments, my dear. If you are needing one-on-one support, know that I am here for you. If you have any questions about my one-on-one mystic mentoring sessions, you can write me on my website, jimenamosquera.com, and you can find there more about our Soul Speak sessions. So stay tuned. I think I might be making more recordings inside of my home. That's something that I want to share, where like my renewed energy is one of like, I am feeling my elder era. And elders, if you see elders, they're not running around. Sure, they're running around maybe with their grandchildren, but their energy is, they localize it. They choose where they want to share their energy, and then they do. But notice, the energy of like the grandmas, like the elder grandmas, like they're rocking on the chair and they're just laughing at the beautiful paradox of it all, right? All that elder wisdom. So I might be going down to the beach. And then also I felt energetically closing of like how much I'm spending in different areas of my life, and my beautiful ranchito in Palapa costs, which is beautiful. In the last couple of months I was wanting to, and now I'm wanting to see how I can actually create more from what I already have. So just a little Mama Fester tip, ask yourself, with what you already have, thank you for all that I already I am and have, God. Like, thank you. From here, what can I already do and give without even having to buy anything? Or, it's that thought of like, I won't do this until I'm ready. I won't share this until I buy this. No, it's like remembering, that's Taurus energy. Remembering I am worthy as I am now. If I want to share now, that's perfect. Beautiful. Amen. So, if anything resonated at all today, I'd love to hear, my beautifuls. I am sweating up a storm, and it is time for me to end. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Thank you for joining us today. Mwah.